Most people believe pressure is something to escape. They rush to remove it, soften it, distract themselves from it. Yet quietly, without announcing itself, pressure reveals who you truly are. When there is nowhere to hide, no comfort to lean on, and no distraction to borrow peace from, the mind shows its true shape. This is where strength is either forged or exposed. And this is why the ancient warriors of Japan did not fear pressure. They trained to remain still inside it. Long before modern life became loud and fragmented, Japanese philosophy understood something precise about the human mind. Stillness under pressure is not passive, it is active containment. It is the ability to remain whole when the world pushes inward. The samurai did not seek calm environments, they cultivated calm awareness inside unstable ones. And this discipline, refined over centuries, was never meant only for battle. Chapter 1. The Weight of the Moment. In the modern world lived a man named Akio. His life appeared stable on the surface. He had work, routine, and enough structure to move forward without immediate crisis. Yet beneath this order lived a constant tension. His days felt rushed, his thoughts scattered, and every demand felt heavier than it should have. Pressure arrived, and his instinct was always the same: move away from it as quickly as possible. When tasks demanded focus, his attention fractured. When silence appeared, he filled it. When responsibility tightened its grip, he searched for relief instead of grounding. Akio believed the problem was stress. He believed that once pressure disappeared, clarity would return. But clarity never came, because pressure was never the enemy, his relationship with it was. Pressure does not weaken a person by itself. What weakens a person is the habit of fleeing it. Each escape trains the nervous system to fragment. Each avoidance teaches the mind that discomfort is dangerous. Over time, the ability to stay present erodes, and even small pressures feel overwhelming. Akio was not failing because life was hard. He was failing because he had never learned to remain still while life pressed inward. Chapter 2. What the Samurai Understood. The samurai were not fearless men. They experienced doubt, fatigue, and pain like anyone else. What separated them was not emotion, but discipline of presence. In Bushido, the way of the warrior, there was a clear understanding that pressure was inevitable. Battle, uncertainty, and loss were not anomalies. They were conditions of existence. Training halls were intentionally uncomfortable. Cold floors hardened awareness. Repetitive movements stripped away impatience. Long silences removed mental noise. These were not punishments, they were instruments. The body learned to stay while the mind wanted to leave. This was the foundation of stillness under pressure. Miyamoto Musashi wrote not about controlling the world, but about aligning oneself with reality. He believed that hesitation under pressure was more dangerous than ignorance. A divided mind could not act cleanly. Stillness was not the absence of thought. It was the refusal to fragment when difficulty appeared. Chapter 3. Pressure reveals, not creates. Pressure does not create weakness, it reveals it. When demands increase, the habits beneath the surface rise into view. The tendency to rush, the urge to escape, the need to soften reality before engaging with it. Most people mistake these reactions as flaws to fix later. The samurai treated them as signals to train now. Zen discipline approached pressure without decoration. Monks did not meditate to feel good. They sat to observe what emerged when nothing was avoided. Restlessness surfaced. Fear surfaced. Boredom surfaced. And instead of escaping, they remained. Over time, turbulence exhausted itself. What remained was not pleasure, but stability. Akio encountered this truth accidentally. One evening, overwhelmed by unresolved demands, he sat alone without distraction. No noise, no comfort, no escape. At first, pressure intensified. His thoughts accelerated. His body shifted. Every impulse demanded relief, but relief did not arrive. And slowly, something else did. Chapter 4. Stillness is not collapse. Minutes passed. His breathing slowed. The urgency softened. The pressure remained, but it no longer consumed him. Akio realized something unfamiliar. Pressure did not require movement, it required presence. The mind had been amplifying discomfort through resistance, not reality. Stillness under pressure did not make the moment lighter. It made him heavier, anchored, contained. The moment stopped pushing him because he stopped pushing against it. This was not surrender as weakness, it was surrender as alignment. The samurai understood this distinction clearly. To surrender psychologically was not to give up action. It was to remove unnecessary resistance. Fighting reality wastes energy. Accepting reality sharpens action. Stillness under pressure preserves strength for what matters. Chapter 5. Identity before emotion. The samurai did not ask themselves how they felt about training each day. Their identity preceded emotion. They trained because that was who they were. Discipline was not fueled by motivation, it was fueled by self-definition. Modern life reverses this order. Emotion decides action. Comfort becomes authority. Resistance becomes a signal to stop. Over time, this constant negotiation fractures identity. A person becomes reactive rather than intentional. Akio recognized this pattern in himself. Every time pressure appeared, emotion dictated behavior. Fatigue justified escape. Boredom justified distraction. Resistance justified delay. Each time, his trust in himself weakened. Stillness under pressure demanded something different. Decide who you are before the pressure arrives. Then remain. Chapter 6. Small acts, heavy weight. Musashi did not seek dramatic transformation. He refined fundamentals relentlessly. Posture, timing, awareness. Small actions repeated without exception. Mastery was not intensity, it was consistency without escape. Akio chose one practice. Each morning, he would sit in silence for 10 minutes. No adjustment, no negotiation, no emotional assessment. Pressure was allowed. Discomfort was expected. The goal was not peace. The goal was remaining. At first, the mind protested violently. Excuses appeared. Urgency appeared. Doubt appeared. He did not argue. He did not motivate himself. He simply stayed. Stillness under pressure became familiar, and familiarity dissolved fear. Chapter 7. Removing the excess. Samurai armor was designed to protect without burden. Anything unnecessary was removed. The same principle applied inwardly. The discipline of stillness under pressure required eliminating habits that existed only to soften discomfort. Akio noticed how much noise he used to escape tension. Constant stimulation, background distraction, endless mental movement. He did not demonize these habits. He reduced them. Silence returned. Focus sharpened. In emptiness, clarity emerged. Not excitement, not motivation, resolve. Pressure no longer felt personal. It became informational. It revealed what required attention without emotional distortion. Chapter 8. Presence becomes power. The ultimate weapon of the samurai was not the sword, it was presence. An opponent could sense when a warrior was fully there. No hesitation, no division. Attention sharpened to a single point. In modern life, presence is rare. Bodies exist in one place while minds scatter elsewhere. Stillness under pressure reunites these fragments. It trains the mind to stay where the body is, to finish what is started, to meet discomfort without flinching. Akio noticed this presence spreading. Work improved, decisions simplified, conversations deepened. Pressure no longer chased him. He stood inside his actions. Stillness under pressure is not about becoming rigid. It is about becoming whole. Ancient Japanese philosophy does not promise happiness. It offers clarity. It teaches that inner freedom comes not from avoiding pain, but from meeting it without fragmentation. When you stop escaping pressure, pressure stops controlling you. When you remain present, reality reveals its structure. And within that structure, strength is no longer something you pursue, it is simply who you are. This is the quiet path forward.